So I'm finally confident enough to be talking about Katana as a whole. I'll be going over all of its attacks and frame data for new players, or if you want to see the frame data as well, you can check it out. My method for getting that frame data was not the best, it was less than ideal, so give or take everything with like a few frames here and there. I'm definitely going to be off in some aspects. I'll be going over the strengths and weaknesses of the weapon, a game plan, neutral on how to play it, and then how to apply pressure after that, as well as talking about its punish game even more in depth. Katana's strengths are its powerful defensive walling, which can frustrate your opponents, making it very hard to actually run into you safely ever. Its fast focus attacks, which changes a rhythm and like a lot of how fights work. It's not too great against Greatsword, but versus most weapons, you can't actually try to charge their face and collect blue focus with the Katana. It has some of the highest damage punishes in the game right now, currently. Basically every character, if they were to read your parry, can easily do 1600 damage with it if they have a gold Katana versus no melee resistance. It also has some of the best soul jades as well, compared to some other weapons. So its weaknesses are its poor aggressive neutral tools, besides its running vertical attack, which has a very low reward behind it. And all you can really do off of the vertical attack is a second vertical attack or a jumping horizontal, but if you're jumping horizontal versus characters like Tarka or Viper, all they're going to do is mash their frame 1 escape button and just punish you when you do it. Its high damage punishes require you to read your opponent or wait for them to make a big enough mistake for you to capitalize on it based off your reaction, instead of something like a longsword, which can just continuously fish for its biggest combo always with its best neutral tool. Its fast focus attacks can also be a detriment, because you lose options if it comes about too fast, like being able to instant parry out of your focus, or letting you tank a light attack and then punish them with your own light attack combo starter. And your high damage combos also require you to have a lot of situational awareness and practice with the Katana to begin with to know which option to use in the moment. If you were going to boil down Katana's entire game plan into a much easier to read, beginner-friendly way, I would highly suggest pausing the video right now and just taking a look at this. And then to remember that the game is high variance, so almost every option you need to place with a guess. And this is just a safe method in neutral, to where you take the least amount of risk possible until you get a punish off on your opponent. To begin to understand Katana neutral, you first must understand the concept of Yomi layers. Yomi layers at its simplest is just rock, paper, scissors, alright? But in a game like Naraka and a lot of other games, there is significantly more options than just 3, and all have different varying risk and reward attached to them. So to begin to understand Katana neutral, you need to recognize that going first in this game is generally perceived as better. When I was worse at the game, I thought going first was actually the worst thing to do in this game, but I've since changed my mind. So ideally you want to be going first with Katana like this. This lets you be able to threaten the option of hitting your blue attack first so that they can't clink with it, so that they have to basically limit their options of what they can actually do, and you don't have to limit yours. So ideally you go inflict this, you release it. You know they're going to parry, you just release it right away. You can also feel them out. You want to feel them out first. When you go first, you can do something like this, and you can just abuse the 180 dodge. And if they say they try to hit you or something, you can just get out of there immediately and see what they're going to do. Alright, now if you go second, when you happen to go second, you want to do this, you want to tap dodge. Right before their first focus starts to glow, you want to tap dodge. Now, by tap dodging, what that does is it means that if they release, you can potentially avoid it. If they keep holding, you can go for a parry. If they keep holding and then keep, like, if they do this and you don't parry when they're still holding, you can then tap dodge again in order to fight the second timing and go for the second parry as well. If you do this and tap dodge and they let go and they whiff something right there, you can go for your punish, you know, right away. Absolutely no issues. You know, do whatever you want. You can also do this, like I say, you run into them with the blue focus and then light attack you. You can release that for that. If you get it really late timing, you can do this and go into your punish game immediately. If you only need a few hits left is when I would start adding in these, or someone's just running. Because this isn't that high of damage, but it does give you valuable information if you need it. You can also do this to start off fights with people. The valuable information being what is their reaction going to be to that, you know, situation. Now where Katana really starts to shine is once you actually get the knockdown on your opponent like so. Because at this point, all they have to do is sit there and hold this. They're completely at the mercy of guessing as to what you're going to do. So say you get the knockdown, you do this, your opponent tries to panic roll, you chase them with the tap dodge and you instantly go for your attack. Or you can sprint after them and go for this if you get the timing just right. Right? They wake up, you can sit here and charge in their face, see if they want to try to wake up and parry instantly. And if they try to parry, then obviously you go back into the same game plan of you see the parry, you just tap dodge out, you punish it right away. And if you don't want to tap dodge out, you can sprint and run, but it has that mini gap. Or what I actually like to do personally is I do this and I jump and I land to do this. My friend tells me it's terrible, but what it also happens you do is if you try to guess for the parry and you wind up jumping out of the Katana's thing here and they hit you, you actually just fall to the ground. It screws up whatever the combo they were trying to do on you, so I think it's something people need to do. Now, what can you do when they're in pressure? So you're holding this, right? Do this, let's say that whiffs, right? They rolled out, that whiffs. Then you can go into the second attack if they try to roll away. And that's another opportunity for them to try to guess what you're going to do. And if you think that they're going to try to parry this one, you can also grapple out of it. Part is your whole pressure system you have at this point, because they're at your complete mercy once you're the knockdown. Hey guys, I hope this helps out for the rest of the Katana stuff, besides just the combos. I could, talk about the neutral game and the pressure game for like an hour each by themselves, but realistically it's not going to go much deeper than what I already said right here. It would just be literally every situation, yeah. But you don't really need all that, right? You can figure all that out yourself as you keep playing more and more. And I wanted to say thanks for like all the support, you guys. Honestly, I didn't really expect to get more than like 100 subs, so it's kind of crazy that I already have 500 in like a month. And I really appreciate that. And it means a lot to people who can actually like watch my stuff and actually get something out of it and feel like I've helped people. So I do appreciate that, everyone. I'm going to take the rest of the weekend off and then hopefully come back Monday feeling good. Peace.